Hello everyone, how are you today on this warm and humid summer day? I hope you are having fun whatever you're doing, or at least being creative, or maybe even thinking about being creative. But we are back with you today live from the nest here at Hen Chicks Studio. I have my students for the day and I am actually going to make them talk. They don't know that. But would you please tell me, my little ones, who you are? Tell about your name.
I'm Virginia.
I'm Cameron.
I'm Goldie.
And they're excited to be a part of Take Home Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
There they are. Yep, they are excited to be a part of Take Home Tuesday. You may have seen Cameron a couple times. She's helped us. She's probably our newest face here at Hen Chicks Studio. But today they're joining me on Take Home Tuesday for a fun project. You know, we're about all things creative, whether it's sewing or crafting or cooking. The girls have been lobbying for what? What to make more food.
More food.
They keep telling me they want, can we make more food? Can we make food? Can we make food? Well, we're not making food today. But what we are doing today is a nice little quick project that maybe is not something that you would enjoy, but your kids or grandkids, and I gotta tell you, even I enjoyed it, and I am somebody's child and somebody's grandchild, but you may think of it for younger ones. The nice thing about this is it is something you can literally take with you, stick it in a baggie, go any place. You may have seen it before, maybe you figured out, but we're kind of making, what are they called? Friendship bracelets, braids, anything such as that. But we're kind of making it a little bit simpler, in my opinion, for all ages. A lot of times we do it, my nieces, Annabelle and Maddie do this, and especially Annabelle, and she has very ornate, and it takes her hours to do it. We're thinking quick, simple, easy. In fact, this weekend, I don't know, what did you do over the 4th of July weekend? Maybe somebody will tell us they had a fun time with their grandkids. I sat on the porch at the lake with my niece and nephew, who have been guests on the show, Josiah and Hattie, and we did this project. So you might see their picture pop up later. So this is what we're making today. Now we're doing it a little bit differently because we're using a paper plate, and probably most of you have some sort of string or yarn laying around. It could be yarn, and you could use it as a bookmark. It doesn't have to be a bracelet or an anklet. You can use it in different ways, or maybe you have a different idea, a keychain, or tie it on a bag so you know that it's your bag, something to identify your bag when you go through the airport on your summer vacation. That's what my mother always said, tie something on it so you know it's yours, not anybody else's. So we took a paper plate, so it's very simple. You could use cardboard. I had paper plates at the lake, so that's what we're using today. Paper plate, we took a cup or a round thing of any sort, and they're already starting to do it right now. We just traced around the cup to get us a circle, and we're ahead on that. They're already tracing or cutting theirs out. So we traced around it, and then they're cutting their circles out. And you know, the beauty of this is it doesn't even have to be perfect. It can be an oblong circle. However it ends up is how it ends up. There's creative beauty in this circle today. So after you have your circle cut, like I said, you can use cardboard, paper plates. We use the dessert paper plates, but whatever you want to use. Today we're using regular size. From here, you need to get a hole in the center. So if you have a paper punch, or if you're using cardboard or something, maybe a drill, we're gonna do the old trick of just fold it in half and cut a tiny little hole. Be careful, you don't want to cut it too big, but obviously you don't want to cut it too small either. And if it's easier, it's kind of like the start of a snowflake. I should probably sit down so I'm not standing above you, should know. Okay, so then from here, we're gonna cut into the center. Now the caution on the center is you do wanna stay probably about ½ an inch to, I'm gonna put it on here just so you can kind of see. If you really wanna be picky or specific, you could actually measure it. Use your, what is that called? The little thingy that spins to make the circumference on there. But what's that little tool? Anybody know? Maybe somebody will tell us. You know what I'm talking about? Protractor. Thank you. So we want to not cut into too far, so we're just going to cut in and leave a space. And we're making it like 8 pieces of a pie. So half. You already have 1/2 done because you folded it to cut your center circle. And why do you not want it to go too far in? Because you might break it as you're going or rip it. So just a little bit. Again, cardboard would be a little sturdier than a paper plate. These happen to be none other than Sam's Club heavy duty paper plates. So you should end up with 8 pieces of the pie. If you wanted to use it for something else, it would make a cute little windmill on a little farm with the farm toys. Okay, so we have 8 slices in our pie. Everybody still caught up with me? From here, then we need 7. So 8 slices, 7 pieces of thread or yarn or whatever you're using. And I'm just gonna pull some out here. The girls have already been working ahead. How long is kind of up to you. I prefer that it's longer than too short. So I'm gonna get.
Is this determining the size of your bracelet when you are picking that thread?
To some extent, yes. But as you can see on this one, I have more than enough that I need. I would rather have more so I can cut it down. The girls made theirs a little bit shorter. Again, I could also use it if I wanted to make it thicker, put it as a bookmark, make it longer, anything like that. So I need 7 pieces of thread or string or yarn. We are using not the embroidery floss. This is the single strand, whereas the embroidery floss, like the DMC floss that we sell, has multiple strands in it.
This is more like pearl cotton.
More like a pearl cotton type. This is not an expensive purchase at all. But you could certainly use, I'll sit down so I'm not standing so much now. You could certainly use the DMC floss as one of them. So now the girls should have started and they've already tied their knots. Now we'll see how Goldie does with this. Okay, so you're gonna tie your knot and we're gonna put it through the center hole here. Okay. Now from here I'm gonna take 1 strand for each slot. 7 of the 8 slots. I'm just gonna thread it through like this. And Hattie is 9. Today is her birthday. If she was watching, she will tell you that today is her birthday. But I want to tell you that Hattie had no problem getting this down. So it can be young.
And a 14-year-old can't get this down.
Goldie, you can do it. I have confidence. I have confidence. But I'm telling you, so it's easy. And like this, Hattie did one of these. She just did this, so it was ready, and she put it in a baggie on her ride home. So she had something to do. So now I filled 7 of my slots, so I have an empty one. Okay? Everybody with me?
How do you have an N?
4, 5, 6.
I need 8, not 6.
Oh, math lady is over there.
Okay, well, Virginia and I will keep going over here.
I see. I did it too, Karen. You're not the only one.
All right, so now we have an empty, right?
Yes.
And so we're gonna go 3 back from our empty. 1, 2, 3. We take
Left
that.
or right?
Backwards.
Kathy is asking if you
Counterclockwise.
have to have 7 separate colors or can you repeat?
Oh,
and
no, you can repeat.
You can absolutely repeat.
This one is repeated, if you can see. Yep, and this one I repeated as well. So 3 counterclockwise back to start. Here's your empty. 1, 2, third one I pick up back and put into the empty hole.
Is it counterclockwise or clockwise?
Counterclockwise, so backwards.
Wait, what? So then you keep going from the...
So now here I am, look. So there's my empty. I could count 3 back, 1, 2, 3. This is the one I just did. This is the one I'm taking. Easier concept, instead of counting 3 back, skip 1, then pull this one to the empty slot. Skip, just did this one, skip 1, grab this one, pull it to the empty slot. Skip 1, go to the next, pull to the empty slot. So if I had stopped at this point, everybody kind of seeing how that's working? Okay, here's my empty one. Go again. Here's my empty, right? Mm-hmm. So if I pick it up, no matter what, if it's in the car and I've stopped, to start myself again, I'm going 3 back. 1, 2, 3. Taking that third one, pulling it over into the empty. what's another word besides slot? Slice, whichever you want.
Slot, yeah.
Okay. From here, instead of counting 3 back, it's easy. I just skip 1, grab that one, pull it to the empty slot. So
You go
now
backwards 3 or forward 1.
1. Yep. Backwards 3 or forward skip 1. Skip 1, go over, skip 1, pull it over, skip 1, pull it over. Just did that one, skip, pull. So eventually it becomes very mindless that you can literally talk and do it at the same time. So I'm always skipping. Now, you could pull it too tight and then you start to rip it or anything like that. You know, we're not going for perfection here. We're just going for a fun project. So, just did that one, skip 1, pull to the empty slot. Forwards, jump, a hop, a skip, hop. You can call it all different things. Whatever makes it easier for you or for the people that you're working with to start to get that concept. If, again, I put it down and I walk away and I come back, I have no idea which one I just did last. So I find my empty slot, go back 3. 1, 2, 3. Counterclockwise, 3. I suppose it could look different depending on how you're viewing this. Pull over to the empty slot. Skip 1. Pull over to the empty slot. Skip 1, pull over to the empty slot. You guys might hear this in your sleep tonight. Skip 1, pull over to the empty slot. Okay, so you start to get it, and I'm going to turn over to the underneath side. I'm just starting, so you can start to see my little chain start to form right there. And somewhere on this table, we have one that I already started that is on the cardboard. So here's one that I've already started. Get it all trained. So here's my underneath side. So you can see my chain starting to stick out from the bottom. So this has been sitting there for a while. Now what would I do if I needed to start? Who can answer this question for me?
Go to your empty slot and go back 3.
1, 2, 3. Take that one and do what with it?
Go back 3.
It went back 3. Now what do I do with that one?
Go to the empty slot.
Go to the empty slot. Yep. So it does work very, very well as something to pick up and set down. Like I said, this weekend we did it on the porch while we were waiting for other people to get up with the little ones. You could use it anytime. Put it in the car. You could do it while you're watching TV. If you're sitting at a ball game waiting for something to do. Sometimes it's just good to have something you can pull out for anybody at any age as a project to start doing with people.
Absolutely. Can we see what your underneath looks like?
Can't really see it.
Not yet.
You're starting it.
Starting to form.
Yep. And it just takes a little while. But again, it's a simple, fun kind of, actually it's addicting because you can sit and talk. And now I know that used to be anyway, a lot of times in between games, like in softball or things that are going on, sometimes you need something to do, whether you're sitting around waiting at a volleyball tournament or something. Projects like this are good for teenagers too, to just have something to do, pull out, pass the time. If you're on an airplane traveling someplace, pull it out of your bag. It doesn't take up much space at all. So, any questions that we need to answer?
I think we're doing good.
We're doing great. I hope, again, that you will take this Take Home Tuesday and have some fun with it. We love to see and get your feedback from everything. And as always, we hope that you take whatever ideas you have, be creative with it, and remember, choose happy. We'll see you next week.